The incoming president, Donald Trump, expressing frustration with recent moves by Joe Biden in his final 13 days in office, including Biden's ban of new offshore oil drilling in most federal waters. Madeline Rivera is live at the White House with the latest. Good morning, Maddie.
Hi, good morning, Steve. President-elect Trump is promising to undo President Biden's recent action. The Biden administration is defending its move to ban new drilling in more than 600 million acres of federal waters, saying that drilling off these coasts could cause irreversible damage to places we hold dear and is unnecessary to meet our energy needs. Here's Trump's reaction.
You know, they talk about a transition. They're always saying, oh, no, we want to have a smooth transition from party to party of government. Well, they're making it really difficult. They're throwing everything they can in the way. They're giving out trillions of dollars in nonsense, in Green New Deal crap that isn't worth a damn thing. In fact, it's a negative for the country, not a positive.
But the president is using his authority under the Outer Continental Shelf Lands Act. It does not have specific language saying a future president can undo the ban. So what can the Trump administration do? Well, the first option would be to get Congress to act and change the law. The second would be to issue another executive order and then wait for the lawsuit to play out in court. Energy advocates are also weighing in.
The U.S. offshore is one of the premier energy producing regions in the world. We have been producing more than 1 million barrels of oil in the U.S. offshore region since 1997, and we're almost at peak levels. The problem is we cannot just be confined to 2 small areas in the Gulf of Mexico. We need to be able to get out there and find the new discoveries so that we can continue to produce affordable, reliable supplies of energy for the American public.
Today, the president also established 2 national monuments protecting more than 800,000 acres of land in California. Steve.
Joe Biden is really busy these days on the way out. Thanks, Maddie.
You got it.
All right. Somebody who used to work in that building behind Madeline is Arkansas Governor and former Trump White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Joins us right now from Arkansas, I believe. Good morning to you, Governor.
Good morning. It's great to be with you.
It's great to have you. Happy New Year. We've heard Donald Trump say on day one, drill, baby, drill. So what's Joe Biden doing? He's putting as many speed bumps in front of him as he possibly can.
You know, thank goodness Joe Biden didn't have this much ability during the previous 4 years as he has had since Donald Trump won in November. He has been trying to do as many things on the way out the door as possible. And destroying everything that Donald Trump spent 4 years in office building. The good thing is we only have 4 more days of this destruction administration before Donald Trump takes office again. Not only did Donald Trump make America energy independent, he made America energy dominant. And that is so incredibly key, not only for our financial security, but for our national security. And this isn't just something people are talking about in the abstract, whether it's offshore drilling, which, you hear about, but this is something that has impacted everyday Americans from coast to coast, right, north to south, because gas prices are up still nearly 30% right now since Joe Biden took office. People feel this. I think it's one of the big reasons Donald Trump dominated in November, because people were feeling the negative impacts of the decisions of the Biden administration. They didn't like it, and they want to go back to the winning and prosperity that we had under President Trump. And thankfully, we're going to get that here in the next couple of weeks.
That's right, 13 days. And you're absolutely right, Sarah, Governor, because the high cost of gasoline impacts everything. Joe Biden didn't really get it. It's like you're going to wind up driving an electric car whether you like it or not. Well, now, of course, we know that push was for naught because people just don't want to drive those cars in the kind of numbers they want. But we do know for sure, Governor, that Donald Trump will be the next president of the United States because yesterday, there in the well of the House of Representatives, the current vice president, she was yesterday the Senate president, Kamala Harris, declared the other guy won. That's the way it's supposed to happen. And next up, Donald Trump, 13 days.
And what an exciting day for many of the reasons we just talked about. This is not just for Donald Trump, but for the entire country. We get to return back to a president who actually knows and understands how to secure our border, how to protect our interests both at home and abroad, who will actually focus on empowering every American to live their best life instead of looking for unnecessary burdens and regulations that make everything more difficult. This is a president who, under his 4 years of leadership, helped every American do better. And I expect that that's going to happen again and very quickly under Donald Trump's watch.
All right.
And it's a great thing that they're finally recognizing not to contest this president. It's been since 1988 since a Republican has won and the Democrats haven't protested. So
That's right.
glad to see a smooth transition and even more excited to see Donald Trump take office again in 13 days.
Such a good point. No Democrats raised their hand and said, hey, I got a problem with this. It was smooth sailing. All right. Governor, thank you very much for joining us on this Tuesday. I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.